We've spoken quickly about Bluesky before. We haven't migrated over there ourselves just yet because I'm still in an existential crisis about our social media interactions for reasons that we've already discussed already. Mainly it just makes my head hurt. But I had to laugh, the whole thing, we talked about Zuckerberg last week, but then there's this, he had Threads, and he kind of, which was kind of like a Twitter ripoff really. And that was around the time that Elon took over, and I think he saw an opportunity to scoop up disgruntled ex-Twitter users because of what Elon was doing. And I think that started well in the beginning, but then I think you mentioned before we got on, I can't even remember Threads was a thing now so much time later. But Bluesky is getting all of this publicity that their user base is growing. Now, it's not in the same numbers as what Threads is, but one could argue that the Threads number might be artificially inflated due to probably all the spamming that you're getting from your defunct Facebook account to join the Threads community, so to speak. But it's just interesting that maybe it's Bluesky came in, I guess, as a new entity that was separate to all these other companies, and that might have given it a bit more cachet with the regular Joe in terms of trying to get interested in joining a social media platform.
Yeah, well, one of the things that we know is that none of the social media platforms have ever been honest with their numbers. 278,000 or million users a month means nothing, especially when 80% of them are ad bots interacting with each other. But, no one wants you to know that. No one wants you to know what these numbers are really in reality, because if they do, then the whole business model falls apart. For all we know, Bluesky is actually being honest about the number of real users that it has that have daily interactions. And, once again, we spoke about it before with RedNote. People migrate to platforms. I think, now Facebook's pretty long in the tooth. And even if you were on Facebook and using Facebook, why would you use Threads? Maybe back in the early days, people had a Facebook account, they had a Twitter account, and, that's what you did. But now I think people just use one channel. They find that channel, and that channel trains them to stay with that channel. So even if you have a number of platforms owned by a single entity like Meta, I think those platforms train you to develop a preference and stick with one of those platforms. So effectively they compete internally, and you go with the format that suits you best.
Absolutely. One thing I will say is that people seem enthusiastic when they say I'm now on Bluesky, but that might be another thing that they're signaling there as well.
Well, Bluesky will only be as good as the people you connect with. So if you were one of the Twitter users that have left because you don't like what Twitter's become as X, then Bluesky probably provides you a place to go. And then if that would lead to the discourse that you used to like on Twitter, then that's probably your driver to go there.